lot of brothers mad at Dr.Umar Johnson, basically saying that it's the black man's fault for the state of the black women in America. I think the only thing that we all agreed on unanimously was, he said, if you can't find the right woman in the USA, United States of America, get your passport and go somewhere else and get you an Afrocentric lady, which obviously the motherland. Somebody was telling me, it was 10 G's just to get a Black Round 313 was saying it's 10 G's just to get the visa to go to South Africa, and it's not guaranteed that you're going to get the visa, and that mean you ain't guaranteed to get your 10 G's back. So that's a no-go for me. Had just different wars going on over in Africa, so some people just don't have the desire to go. I ain't mad at it, but he was on the podcast and he blamed the brothers, and we can't have preferences. We can't have preferences as black men. And I'm gonna share some advice where somebody she gave me some good advice yesterday. Myron gave me some great advice. And I'm gonna talk about preferences and all that, right? And how you should handle that. And Myron, he from Detroit too, he gave some great advice on that. And a lot of the advice that could be given that could work is just doing what girls do. And I'm explaining that, not wearing dresses and shit and all that. I mean, that's what you want to do. That's on you. But basically, he blamed us for that, and talking about how we wasn't in the home and how we need to get our women together and we need to do better. But you got to understand, you can't. I mean, think about it. We was raised by single mothers, right? And they always say, well, this guy was raised by a single mother. Why won't you date single mothers? Why do you hate single mothers? You hear that a lot. The root of the cause was I was raised by a single mother. But then again, they got a problem with the very same men, single mothers, that they raised. They got a very same problem with this. I don't understand that. They say, how can you hate a black woman that raised you? But how can you hate a black man? Because a lot of them hate black men. It's been statistical stats done that you could look up, that we are not even black women's number one choice to be with. Their number one choice to be with is white men. And most other races, they prefer their other race, but the next one up, if not number one, is white men, and that's because they are synonymous with being more resourceful and having more resources. Fine and dandy. But statistics shows that black men would rather date black women. But the majority, more black women would rather date white men first over black men. So really, you not even her number one pick. And you see a black woman get with a white man, it's like, you go, girl. But you see with a brother get with a sister, a non-black woman or a white woman, it's like, oh, you the scum of the earth. So I don't really pay no attention to it. You live your life, but we can't be to blame for everything. You said we want to be leaders. We can't be leaders when the system is against us. We can't lead that don't want to be led. And it's been years, as they would call it, as years of damage done to women, and we are expected to pick up the pieces. And I don't think that's our job anymore. You can't help people who don't want to help themselves. And I say it again, you can't help people that don't want to help themselves. Women don't see themselves as the problem. So us stopping our lives, and if we choose to or not to date American women and stick it out and try to pick up the pieces to the shattered glass and glue them back together, that's our decision. Our decision isn't, is ours alone. So if I don't want to deal with the black women or women and black women in general, I don't have to. There's certain women who won't deal or won't marry or won't deal with men that's less than 6 feet. That's less than 200 pounds. That's more than 250 pounds. Who don't got a beamer. I remember I dated this. I went on a date with this chick, right? And she didn't look like shit, right? But I whatever. I just went to go, right? Like, all right, see, you know, whatever. Get back on deck or whatever after a while, you know, being off the market. I'm like, all right, you know, it ain't gonna be shit. Well, the bitch ain't called me back because of the car I was driving that night. That just let you know, like, even the bottom feeders, you know, have these high standards. So like I said before, when you go shoot your shot at a woman, you might as well shoot your shot at a woman that you physically attracted to and see if everything else comes. But it's not our job to help somebody who don't want to be helped. So black women don't see themselves as a problem. So that's the problem right there. They don't see they have a problem. Even women with 3 or 4 kids or have 3 or 4 different baby daddies, they don't see themselves as a problem. And a lot of women think that at some point all men are going to have to simp, and that's not the case. Because all men are not going to box themselves in with American women or a woman that's just in their area. I mean, you can travel, dating apps, you know, I got translators, you can go to the DR, the PR, you can go to Jamaica, you can go to Africa if you choose. But Dr. Umar, I didn't agree with that. Oh, we supposed to be the leaders of our community, so it falls on us. No. Because I can't lead what don't want to be led, and I can't help who don't want to be helped. I can't fix a problem when the women feel like, the majority of women, not all y'all, but the majority of y'all feel like y'all ain't the problem. Only time women start to see they the problem is when, you know, they start hitting that about to be 30. And they know that the clock is ticking, and now they want to get right, or now they want to humble themselves and shit, and that's fine and dandy. But yeah, Umar, I agree with that. It ain't our job to lead that what don't want to be led. It ain't our job to help who don't want to be helped. All right, we live one life. And Umar's trying to pander to women to get women to drop the draws for him and get his female following, because, you know, when you the feminists drop money too. The feminists monetize money too. So no, it's not our problem to fix women. And I've tried. I'm getting out of a relationship where you tried to help somebody, but honestly they don't want to help themselves. And then what women to do when it's ending, or you say I done had enough, then they want to temporarily start, you know, doing things that need to be done. You know, but at that point, if I gotta threaten to leave, or I gotta leave, or for you to appreciate what I've done, like, bruh, guess what? If I do come back, or I do give you another chance, it's gonna be the same shit over again. The only way I can help you is by walking away. So the next nigga you meet, or the next man you meet, or the white daddy you meet, you know what the standard is, or you know what you gotta do. But keep giving people chance after chance after chance. They keep making the same mistake. And it's necessarily not cheating. It's necessarily, you know, it could be hygiene. It could be cooking, cleaning. It could be finances, stacking your money up. See, a lot of these women say, well, I don't want to go 50-50. Cool, 70-30, 60-40, 100-0. But at the end of the day, you paying everything, and they still need to be bailed out. At the end of the day, they debt is not getting paid down. They got no money to show for it, because don't nobody ball forever, for real. Everybody go through highs and lows, unless you you in hundreds of millions of dollars, and they go through lows and highs, and they can go broke. So everybody don't ball forever. You know what I'm saying? Not the majority of people. But then again, I say this: women can have all these preferences, and I end off on this. And as soon as a man come up with a preference, it's a problem. I seen a video on somebody's channel where a dude basically told a single mother, and this is where I'm gonna kind of give y'all a game that Myron gave me. And if you want to see the video, I'll see if I can remember to pin it in the comment section, or just DM me and I can send it to you. And I can't remember the channel's name because it just popped up on my home feed. But it was a dude basically told the woman on a second date that he don't really fuck with single mothers. And then she was like, well, ain't you come from a single mother? Yeah, but he said, I don't want to repeat the cycle. So they had him out on a panel or whatever, and he was explaining himself like, I'm a high value man. You know, I got money, I can take care of my, you know, but then the women say, well, you know, having money doesn't make you a high value man. Having a car, having a career doesn't make you a high value. Yes, it do. Because the dude on the video, the dude that did the clip the video up, he ended up proceeding to show millions of videos. Not literally, but we've seen millions of videos where women say, well, you got to be 6 foot. You got to make 200,000. You got to make this amount of money. You got to have this shoe size. You got to, you know, you got to drive this car. They measure a high value man by money, and they will sit up there and they lie to that man face. Oh, your money don't matter. We care about integrity. Man, please, man. My mom didn't marry an asshole before and didn't even know the dude was an atheist. Women marry for financial stability. They be with dudes for stability, not just financial, sexual stability. That's what it is, bruh. They can marry a person they do not like, but they gonna marry a guy that they respect, and that's facts. Andrew Tate said that, and that's a fact. That's a fact. No matter how much you cater to her, if she don't respect you, that relationship or that marriage is not gonna last. But the thing about the preferences and shit, we can't have preferences, but how you play it is you don't let your preferences be known. See how women sit there and lie and say, we don't measure a high value man by money and cars and the house he got and the financial stability. That's bullshit. They'll sit there and lie to you, but still, I can't even say secretly, but I would say secretly that's the standard. And like when Myra told me, it's like, okay, I date a chick, and I know, you know, in the first day when she answers certain questions wrong, that I'm not, or how she answers certain questions, I know I'm not gonna date her. I know I'm not gonna wife her or be in a relationship. I just hit and split. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, if I hit it and I like it, I'll just keep her in the sex zone. See, women talk about keeping dudes in the friend zones. Dudes keep women in the sex zone, and I talked about that before. Just girls that you just hit, and a lot of girls cool with that. But that's another video. So guess what, man? You don't have to hide your preferences, but I wouldn't say nothing. I know, right, when a woman say some wild, now some things where she ordered crazy shit off the menu, and I'm just like, all right, I'll walk out on this day, like, nah, you don't respect me to order all this on the menu. But then again, on the first date or something like early dates, you're not going to J. Alexander's or something like that. We ain't going, you know, Applebee's or IHOP or some shit like that, you know what I mean? Unless I know you. Like, we went to the park a few times, and you answered the right questions, you carrying yourself the right way, smelling good, you A1, cool. But right off rip, we first meeting and we going to eat, and like, no, I ain't gonna be no J. Alexander's, no Benihana's, and that's what you're looking for, you already eliminated. But you can already tell how certain women answer certain questions and how they act when you be around them. You already know, like, okay, she ain't the one, I'm just gonna hit and split. And sometimes you don't even want to hit. You just like, all right, man, I take this loss, or I take this loss in time or money and keep it moving, but you ain't gotta tell her. Let her tell you everything you need to know. You make the determination. You the leader. Now, if she asks me good questions, all right, you tell her. But if you know you don't date single mother, she a single mother, okay, cool. Just, you know, effort. If you really want it that bad, just hit it. Make sure you protect yourself when you hit it. And but you ain't gotta let your purposes be known. If you don't like marrying a chick or being with a chick whose shoes too big, or how, you know, whatever your deal breakers is, her head too big, but you just want to know how the head is, okay? You're really paying to play a lot of the times. Every man pay for it. But at the end of the day, y'all ain't gotta let y'all preferences be known. Women do that all the time. Now, sometimes, you know, a woman may, you know, you might be like, you know, she didn't answer a question or two right, but it might not be one of your 5 unbreakable questions, or maybe it's one of them, but you end up hitting it and it's good and you able to forget about it. That's one of the dark sides to it. You end up hitting it, and it's real good, or you end up continuing to get to know her and hit it, and y'all just find yourself in a relationship, and you know she ain't a fit, or she wasn't a fit, but you willing to overlook her, and that's cool too, because, you know, obviously she bringing something to the table, she doing something right. So you able, like, yeah, you know, shorty cool though. Like, I don't think I can date a chick with a kid, but the situation's straight. I can deal with it. I can manage. Kid cool, no baby daddy problem, whatever. You know, she's solid. Like, I rock with her. And if it continue to go far, you know, maybe we go even, you know, maybe we, you know, get married, or whatever. Yeah, it happens like that. That's kind of, you know, That's kind of what it is, but you know what you signed up for. But women don't let their preferences be known. Sometimes women be on the dry spell. They be on straw spells just as much as men do, believe it or not. Especially the really good looking chicks, the 7s and ups, the 6.5s and up shit, sometimes the 6 and up. They be on the dry spell too. So they be begging for a dude to talk to them, and a dude that might not meet the height requirement, but he's straight and he physically good, or a dude that might not necessarily meet a certain requirement. He just, talk to her and she lonely, and, then she like, okay, man, I could date him. He ain't 6 foot, he 5'10" and a half, but, they do it too. They not gonna let you know their preferences. Only way you gonna really know their preferences if you walk up to them, you talk to them, and they like, no, I'm good. Okay, cool. You keep it moving. But women can't handle rejection either, but that's another different thing. But we forced to handle. But yeah, they have their secret preferences, and they break their preferences. Just like I say, some men break their preferences. When you get into sex, some people, oh, this shit good as hell. Or she cook you a meal, so you come over, you cook a meal, you see how she living and how she taking care of you, or she willing to go in her pocket. Those are all great signs that she's solid. If a woman go in her pocket for you, if somebody just hit somebody's car or something, I don't know what that was. But if a woman go in her pocket for you, without you having to ask, a great sign. But women hide their preferences, and so should men. And you shouldn't even say, well, I usually don't even date single women, or I usually don't date heavy-set women, or I usually don't date white women. Don't say that shit. Don't say that. Unless you know you're not going, don't want to see her again. Don't say that. Hide your preferences. Get what you looking for out the deal. And sometimes you might, reset your preferences. Sometimes you might, go through a tumultuous time, and she there for you, like, damn. I think she really down for me. I got to stick by her. So that's what women do. Women get what they want out the deal. Sometimes they get what they want out the deal and ain't no sex involved. And it take a dude a long time to figure out ain't no sex involved, and she done took everything out the deal. And sometimes you might end up getting pity sex where the main dude messing up, or her husband messing up, or whatever, boyfriend. I don't never, subscribe you messing with married women at all. But, messing up, she might just give you some pity sex just to make him feel jealous. They operate like that. But yeah, hide your preferences. I don't agree with Umar. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree, find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Check out the real one-on-one playlist, music and entertainment playlist, more videos like this. Peace.